Okay, so today it is September 11th, 2025. We are observing 9/11, so it's a silent day. I'll probably do one or two archery videos today at some point. Can't shoot outside here anymore. We got some construction going on, plus there's a lot of people and kids in the neighboring or nearby properties, so I refrain from shooting on this property. Even though we got about 10, 12 yards to do it in, maybe 15, it's safer for me to go either to my cousin's house and use his big backyard, or my dad's, and he has even a bigger backyard. So they got about 50 yards catty corner, like I'm shooting catty corner in my cousin's yard, so I get about 25, 30 yards max for archery. I've done the airsoft there as well, zeroed the rifle a little bit to get it in the center of the diamond that's on the target. But I plan on possibly going out to my dad's this weekend. I got my other airsoft option coming tomorrow, UPS, so I'll be waiting for that. I will be here all day before I have to go and run an errand in the afternoon. So I normally get everything by 2:30. It just depends upon, it's Friday, so it's going to be busy. Watching all these videos about Charlie Kirk, and that is really overtaking the feeds on all social media. I've been staying off of TikTok because there's a lot of negativity and the celebration of his assassination, which I will not abide or tolerate. I'd spend most of them, if not all my day, not most of my day, but all my day, reporting those accounts, because I will not tolerate that type of terroristic behavior. That is terrorism. To celebrate terrorism is aligning with terrorism, and if you align with terrorism, then you are the enemy. Period. All joking aside. So, the basis of all of these videos is society is crumbling. And they're basing it on two things. The Ukrainian lady that was killed on a train or passenger car train type thing in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Charlie Kirk's assassination. There's a lot more going on. It's just that I'm pretty sure you guys aren't really understanding that. I'm looking at Nepal. Kathmandu's capital, Nepalese official language, about 30 million people as of last year, according to the World Bank, population-wise. Mount Everest is on the border between Nepal and China. They are Hindus. About 81% of the population is Hinduism, and then Buddhism is 9% of that population. And then you have Islam, Kyrgyzstan, and Christianity, and various indigenous faiths like Bon and animism, which coexist harmoniously. It's hard to say that word. And are often blended into syncretic belief systems, shared practices, and festivals. It's very, very harmonious there. They're not violent people per se. But this new, or I don't know if it's a new prime minister, came in and said, I don't know how long he's been in power, come in and they forced him to quit, by the way. They completely and totally forced him out. But the ex-prime minister, his wife died in the house fire. Well, they pulled her out and she succumbed to her injuries from being burned alive. The youth snapped. They said, you're not taking away social media. You're not going to do that. They were going to ban all social media in the country. And the younger generation said, no, you're not doing that. And so when they went to do it, the youth snapped and the city's on fire. The entire Nepal, capital city, Kathmandu. What to know about the protests in Nepal? I mean, that's youth anti-corruption protests force Nepal PM Ali to quit. So it's based upon anti-corruption, based upon they said we're not going to let you cancel social media. It's That's pretty much where people say society, they don't realize how bad society's breaking down. They base it off local things, and they haven't looked at the world. Russia, somehow or another, Russian drones went into Poland. They scrambled jet fighters, shot some of them down. I don't know how many of them they shot down. I'm told an F-35 is also scrambled. That's ours. And that widens the war. That puts everything so tense in Europe, because Russia either don't have control of its drones or deliberately tried to provoke something so that they could use a lot more, I don't know, nukes. I don't know. It's really, I mean, you really question everything. What's the motivation here? Why are you doing this? Israel strikes Qatar, and they call it Qatar. Qatar is how you pronounce or spell it, and I always called it Qatar, because you see a Q, you automatically envision a U behind it, because that's most of the words that we have with a Q. Most of them, not all of them. Quick, queen, you go down the list. I'm not going to say all of them because one of them's a little bit triggering. Anyway, it's the thing about what people envision. You're getting arrested in Great Britain for having a social media post or an opinion on a social media post. They're putting people in prison for that. Talk about Orwellian practicing like a religion. They're practicing it as a religion in the UK. You can't do anything against the government or have an opinion on that goes against the grain. The intel is for those of us who are an understanding of that is that it's only not been declared an Islamic State, but it is very much one. So, Britain has pretty much fallen. Probably because of certain things, they allow things to proceed as normal or look normal. And it's hard to put a finger on exactly what it is without, being censored. So I look at that and I see, all these things going on. But as I said, here in the United States, we only look at the two events that have happened so far. And then we celebrate that 9/11 event today that happened in 2001. So you're talking 24 years ago, began war on terror. Well, that the incident that created the war on terror that we went to war against. Although there are multiple conspiracy theories on this event 24 years ago, it goes without saying. The world is not what you presume it to be. If you're comfortable in your home, stay there and don't wander too far away at this point. October surprise that they're declaring, there's an October surprise. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with that. I couldn't tell you. I'll do another spot report on this. This is a spot report, intel report. Spot intel report is what I'm going to label this, and you'll see what that is as we go on. Even though I'm doing airsoft, tactical, with what you have as far as airsoft goes, you can use that. This is what I ordered, and it'll be in tomorrow. It's Commando 993, and it's just a variation of M16 in airsoft form, AEG. This means it's electric. I got to charge the battery before I can do anything with it. I'm getting ready to charge the AK battery right now, as soon as I'm done with this. It's been sitting there for a while, and it started to slow down a little bit, so it's time to charge that bad boy. Charge it for about an hour at a time. I don't charge it You cannot charge for more than 8 hours, but an hour will work, and it'll hold for a while, and then it'll die fairly quickly if you don't use it. Like, I literally did not shoot mine for almost a year, and then I went in and started shooting it, and it went brr, 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 and just died. So, airsoft training is the best training you can do right now. It'll save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, in ammunition, range time. You won't get to do these things in a range, clear house, kill house style tactics. I had a negative response on one of them from a guy who never served in the military, whom I know in this community, and he's just a dickhead. Bottom line, doesn't know anything about tactical training or tactical anything. Has never served in the military, doesn't know shit from Shinola. So you have to look at those things. People are dumb. They will be negative towards you without knowing what exactly is going on. They're clueless, uninformed, and never to be adhered to. I don't have this person in my circle. He's on the outside looking in, way over there. But, they feel the need to make a comment in a negative manner. So, and going back to the Charlie Kirk thing, I've seen a lot of negative or people applauding this. And I've decided to, not look at certain social media because I know what's on there. I looked at Twitter yesterday because I seen the report shot fired at a Charlie Kirk event. I was like, okay, here we go. And he's at a university. As I'm navigating to Twitter/X, I call it Twitter, I don't give a fuck what you call it, I went and seen the video. And I'm like, he got shot. And then as I'm noticing that, I'm seeing, because I got multiple windows open, separated, and I'm looking at everything as they do, and I'm like, okay, now they're saying he got shot. I see he got shot. And that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, there's no way because they said he was at the hospital, they were giving him blood, he was in stable or critical, but stable condition. And I'm like, there's no way. No way. I don't know where the bullet entered, but I know that all that was, that's definitely a kill shot all day long. And I feel for his family, his friends, those who observed. They're going to have that traumatic. That was really, really traumatic. So if you have that type of situation going on and you see that's trauma for you for the rest of your life. You'll never let that image go. That's just the way it is. Combat veteran myself. I've been to war. I know what that is. I've seen multiple dead bodies in one place at the same time. And, believe me, Eastern Europe, going through its breakdown in Yugoslavia, having done some humanitarian and intelligence work there, mass graves. So bottom line is, these things you don't want to relive. And I fear that we're going to go into that. We'll be, for a temporary time period, like we were a third world country here. And it will be bad. So prepare for it. That's all I can do is just tell you, prepare. If you don't understand what prep means, I don't know what to tell you. There's so many videos out there, so many people out there, so many websites. Prep this, prep that. Gunshot trauma kits are available. You will need to know what that is, and you will need to learn how to use those. Practice. Pretend somebody's shot. Wrap them up. Get a tourniquet on them. Know how to use those things. First aid training courses. EMT training courses. You don't even have to be an EMT. You just want to learn the, methods. Yeah, learn how to use red dot, learn how to use a scope, understand mil dot, understand MOA. There are it is highly technical if you want to get into how they derive it, but you don't have to do that. Okay, all you got to do is learn how to estimate size and height. So I'm 5'6". I can sit there and look at something like my size through a mil dot or an MOA. I'm trained on both. Mil hash, mil radian, Christmas tree, Horus, whatever you want to call it. Horus a little bit more technical, if you will. I mean, I don't, not really, but I mean, it looks different than a Christmas tree, even though it starts off like that. But all those little dots on there mean something. But to do it on the fly, that takes a lot of practice and a lot of training, and that's the thing about it, understanding is the bigger thing. Watching videos of people doing these things, Rex reviews, I watch his stuff. I think that's what he's called. Can't remember. Look. Rex reviews. The Arkanscope. Tybosaurus Rex. Sorry. But it's Rex Reviews. Rex Reviews is in the title. Tybosaurus Rex. No, I'm sorry. Tiborosaurus. Tiborosaurus Rex. I'm not reading it correctly. But Tiborosaurus Rex. He explains things very well. He puts it down in a way that you should be able to understand it. In plain English. And he reviews scopes, and he tells you, I mean, it's like Arkin, $379, but this was 2 years ago. It's a little bit more pricier. They're getting in the $400, $500 range, sure. You can get them in MOA and, mil dot or mil radian, not mil dot, but mil radian, and you can use those. But the thing is that you have to know what you want. And the SW, FA, SS, I like the primary arms, but I want a low profile, so I'll probably go with a different scope altogether to use it for some of the airsoft stuff I got to train with. It's extremely robust, especially if you get into high-powered pellet rifles. Never mind the 308s, 5.56s, and 7.62 by 39 and 5.45 by 39. Those are your main rounds besides 22 long rifle, 12 gauge shotgun, 30-06, and 270 Win Mag. So when you get into all of these types of calibers on the reel, and then you train with airsoft to get muscle memory magazines in, out, scope adjustments, this, that, and everything, you're starting to learn the mechanics of it all. And that's what you want to do. So training is important no matter what it is. If you can do training, especially in-house, you have to spend all that time. You have to go out in the middle of nowhere and do whatever tactics. But you can definitely train indoors, do kill house stuff, learn room entry as I do Cone of Death. I've done that. I think I've only done one video on that, but that's not the point. See, I know the intel for this house is I'm the only operator in here, and I have one target, and I know exactly where they are based upon intel. So, human. Very simple. So, the society is crumbling. That's the narrative, based upon two individual things. But the rest of the world around you is crumbling, probably even faster. Really nothing super major going on in Central and South America outside normal operations. I take it back. The United States military are doing amphibious assault landings in Puerto Rico in preparation for Venezuela. Venezuela is sending troops to the coasts. Forgot about that part. So I'm more focused on why the narrative is society's crumbling. Society's crumbling in a bad way. They're trying to get Venezuela to do a regime change. That's the intel. So you're prepping for this invasion. hoping you don't have to do it, but it's prepped and ready in case you do. So that's the only thing as far as I know, South America. I don't know of anything superficial going on in Africa at this point. Southwest Asia into Indonesia, nothing superficial at this point. Australia seems to be okay. Don't have any intel on any of that right now. That is subject to change, as you know. Atlantic's very quiet. No massive storms, hurricanes, or anything coming through. We had a cold front go through. Now we get a little bit more. We're back to normal as far as the end of summer goes, and into probably the first couple weeks of fall. It'll be pretty warm. We'll see how long that lasts. Nothing major as far as storms go. The grass is still brown. It's not green. Even though we had the nettle bulbs grow, sure, the morning dew still nourishes some of the plants, and so we still mow, and that's pretty much where we are. So you guys got to understand, there's a lot going on. Take it in stride. Make sure that you guys prep, get your first aid stuff up, learn how to use it, and hope you never have to. All right. This has been your Intel Spot Report, and hopefully we'll see you again.